should start with Fetterman.
Okay.
I actually have a lot to say about this topic. Can I prequel this by saying something about John Fetterman?
Absolutely.
I, on SNL, did a bunch of jokes about, when he was like new on the scene, big socialist, hot
big
refrigerator
pants.
daddy. And I think we had jokes about like.
Oh, is this pre-event?
Pre-stroke.
Yes. And I made all these jokes like, I want him to climb me like the Empire State Building and swat airplanes out of the sky with his big hamburger hands. And then I apologize.
To him personally?
No, I apologize for, I didn't mean to lust after someone who kind of turned out to be a bit of a disappointment, eh?
You normalized him.
I normalized
it. I did normalization on a grade.
I find him repulsive to look at.
I like looking at him.
You do?
Yes, ma'am.
There's something fucking super wrong with you.
I want him to snap me open like a pair of chopsticks. Yes, sir.
Oh my
no.
God.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. You're just physically attracted to John Fetterman?
That's sort of the problem, isn't it? See, now I'm going back to the normalization, aren't I?
Yeah.
I'm entering the zone of normalization.
My God, this is just the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life.
I think I like the jokes that I said on the show were something like a flood. Oh, there's a flood in my basement. My chair is soaked.
That's
pictures.
That's a joke.
I don't really. It was something like PU stinks like
pussy. That's a classic
terrible.
classic. PU stinks like pussy in here.
Well, that's like what you say every time you like come into the recording studio.
Smells like pussy in here. That is true. Let's hit with this first one about John Fetterman not washing his hands.
Oh no, his big hamburger hands.
Hey, yeah, I've got a bunch of dirt about John Fetterman. I know for a fact that he does not wash his hands after using the bathroom. He used to live in this dumb container house next to the public library.
True.
And that's where I ran into him because he would go over there and take dumps there because he couldn't, I guess, do it in his weird container house. So, So I ran into him as he was exiting the stall and, he goes outside without washing his hands. And then when I go out, he's talking to some people that I know, and he shakes my hand. He gets the handshake I've ever had in my life.
Oh,
it was
my
disgusting.
God.
The whole experience was disgusting. Thanks. Bye.
So this gentleman witnessed John Fetterman. So listen, I can't diss on him for having to use someone else's toilet because his isn't working, because I've done that to you.
Mm-hmm. To Shara Shermer.
Yes, to Shara Shermer. But however, he did live in one of those like container houses. Imagine like,
what is a container house? What do you mean a container house?
So like it's a thing that they try to do in some places where they're like, there's not enough housing. We're just gonna put storage crates and turn them into houses.
Oh,
it's like
very Berlin
tiny home mentality, which is crazy because he's
so big. How
golem.
could he fit in a shipping container?
He's a golem.
This is where I kind of defend him with the. Sorry, do you? I mean, were you about to pop off about something?
No, go ahead.
I think we should do points counterpoints on this.
Okay.
His hands are too big to be washed in a sink. He could probably only wash his hands in a tub, and I yield my time.
Interesting.
Or garden hose.
Or fire hydrant.
Or public fountain because, again, storage home or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Storage crate too
he
small.
should be forced to go to like the public fountains in whatever fucking Philadelphia and just like put his hands underneath.
Which I assume is by a Rocky statue.
Could you imagine like whatever? I think this guy said he worked at the library and being like a librarian, someone's like, I want to help people learn to read or whatever. And this fucking Benjamin Netanyahu's golem comes, just takes the loudest, noisiest dumper in the fucking bathroom there, lumbers out, hands the color of freshly tilled earth. Yes.
Oh.
Just covered in shit. Because imagine, like, obviously he must have a rockin' derriere and probably that little sheet of toilet paper.
This is all too much for me.
And he just comes over and he gives you this. He gives you the limp.
And
my thing is like, it's gross enough to like not like just wash your hands. Like even if you're like big hand man, just wash your hands.
He's probably got to go through one of those car washes.
I will say this to you. If I buy your logic and he is too large, his hands are too large for the tiny sink. Okay, you have knowledge of that. You understand. Don't then offer
Yeah,
your
right.
dirty hand
A public servant, a librarian.
in a shake, in a pandemic.
You're so
true.
right.
It's so true. You know what he should do is
He's
he
gotta
should
sing the happy birthday
shit
song.
in one toilet. He should shit in one toilet and then go to the next toilet and just put his hands in and sort of dip
definitely.
them.
Oh, wait. So hold on. He doesn't shit in his own house?
Yes.
I think I was so like, again, I was going hard eyes, like Tweety birds flying around my
Sure.
head about just thinking about how big his hands were. He has to shit outside of his house.
Well, probably not anymore.
Conduct unbecoming of a senator.
But here's the thing. That's not our only John Fetterman tip. Here, play the next one.
His shits are probably like fucking mudslides.
I know. Can you
Jesus.
imagine?